whenever any of us are taken by violence, by death, the chair becomes empty because none of us can ever be replaced.
On June 1st, 1988, there was a knock on the front door. My father got up from the kitchen and walked and opened the door. 2 shotgun blasts just exploded, lifted him up, threw him backwards, turned his chest into a hamburger, and he died in front of my mother's eyes.
My life just totally changed. January the 9th, 1990, I received a phone call, and it said that my daddy and my stepmother had been murdered in their Tonkawa, Oklahoma farmhouse. And they were shot to death, and that was all we knew.
My daughter was murdered on June 2nd, 1996. Her 28th birthday would have been June 12th that year. They dug up a 47-pound rock and beat her to death.
A phone call came of a young friend of his, and she asked me, is Alexander home yet? And I said, no, but he will be tonight. Would you care to leave a message? And she said, no. What airline is he flying? And I said, it's Pan Am. And she said, do you know the flight number? And she became more and more upset. And I said, yes, it's Pan Am Flight 103. And she screamed into the phone, my God, haven't you heard? It exploded over Scotland.
The thing that I remember the most is that the DA met us there, and he patted me on the back and he said, they'll get the death penalty if it's my dying breath.
And then the judge sent the jury out to deliberate. 1:30 they were back with the guilty on all counts. Attempted rape, kidnapping, and murder in the first degree. And he was sentenced to life imprisonment, no parole. The judge said, I want you to know I have been on the bench for 25 years and I've never seen such a heinous crime and hope never to again. I wish we had the death penalty.
Megrahi, the mastermind in this bombing of Pan Am 103, was found guilty and he received 20 years. Well, if you break that down into 270 victims, that's less than a month per victim. So the murderer of my son has gotten less than 1 month in prison. And that is not satisfactory to me at all.
Healing's a process, it's not an event. One of the things I dislike about the death penalty is that it offers up this event, this execution, as kind of a promise of a balm for your pain. And the reality is, you don't get better from an event.
The death penalty is such a central human issue because it transcends simply what we're going to do to punish a few very bad criminals. It hits to the heart of what it means to be a human being, what it means to be a society.
No more killing! No more killing! No more killing!
Well-intentioned people would pat me on the back or put their arm around me and say, hey, Don, look, everybody knows you didn't want to do this. The inmate knew you didn't want to do this, but you were just doing your job. Well, my response one morning to that was, you know, it's interesting. While everybody was asleep last night at midnight, I killed somebody for them, and then I'm supposed to be back on the job this morning like nothing ever happened. Nothing out of the ordinary happened here last night, when in fact, the very unordinary happened. The notion that executions are not extraordinary and don't impact you is just absurd. Following Johnson's execution, I went home and climbed in the shower at 3 o'clock in the morning and scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed trying to feel clean and never quite made it.